congrats to all our alums on homecoming. It's a nice way to celebrate homecoming.
Again, if you have a question for Coach Rolovich, please raise your hand and we'll call on you. First question is going to be Jamie Bennett from Coop Fan. Go ahead, Jamie.
Hey, Coach. First off, congrats on the win.
Thanks, Jamie. You too.
We really saw the offense seem to kind of find that rhythm in the second half. It was the best offensive performance of the year against an FBS team. Was there something you guys felt like you did differently that really opened up the middle of the field and allowed those big plays by Travell and Joey?
No, there was great run after catch. They weren't terribly long passes, but Jaden does a really good job getting the ball out. I thought he played tremendous. But it was nice to see some yards after catch and some big plays and some explosion. And this team deserves so much credit for what they've been through and kept grinding. And, there's a lot of people telling them they're a good team before the season. I told them that this is a game where you get a chance to beat a good team and kind of earn that description. So I thought Craig Stutzman called a great game. He called most of that game and did a really nice job with it.
We saw even a little bit of kind of deception on some of the pre-snaps. There was some motion, and then even on the last touchdown to Dion, it seemed like there was kind of a fake involved there. Was there an emphasis on trying to get a little bit more of that involved to try and throw off the defense?
Yeah, I think we started last week with a little bit of just whether it's eye candy or different looks or just changing the looks a little bit. I think we were stale. We felt like we were still learning the offense, but doing a little bit more to give our guys a chance. And maybe it's deception, if that's the word you want to use. But adding a little flavor to the offense was somewhat of an emphasis this last couple of weeks.
George Hicks comes up with a really spectacular interception, makes the tackle to pretty much put the game away. Can you just talk about him a little bit? I mean, just in how far he's come with the position change and everything he's done to get to the point.
I'm glad you asked about him. I wasn't even sure who picked that ball off, to be honest with you, till I just looked at the stats. But, you talk about a guy who had played at corner, was asked to do a position change at safety for the betterment of the team. And for him to have those two plays that you mentioned, I think that's really going to be a good lesson for him, a lesson we can always point to in this program of unselfishness, and good things happen to people who sacrifice for the team. And he deserves it. I'm proud of him. I'm proud to be his coach, and I'm happy he has this memory for the rest of his life.
Thanks, Coach. Congrats on the win.
You're welcome.
All right, Coach, our next question is going to be Colton Clark, Spokesman Review.
Hello, Coach. Congrats on the win there.
Hello, Colton. Thank you.
I'm wondering, in your rushing offense, how much of it was an emphasis kind of after halftime to get it going a little bit more, just so you can, maybe open up some of those bigger plays later on?
I don't know if that was a huge emphasis coming out of halftime. We don't have a tight end. We got 5 linemen. We got a bunch of 6-man boxes. So the numbers aren't great. So and people have played us that way. I don't know, probably the majority of the year. So it really we needed more out of the pass game because the numbers were on our side. And today I'm happy we finally got it. And it's good to see that Dion on that screenplay. That was a big play. Really, really nice job in the second half. On third down conversions. I think I'm trying to do the math, maybe 8 of 10 in the second half, because I know we were 2 of 8 in the first. So that was more the emphasis than just getting the running game going.
And kind of on that third down conversions, to what extent do you see this game as kind of I don't know if you'd say a shift in mindset, but maybe just kind of an improvement in offensive mindset and being able to score 4 straight touchdowns. You're in tough situations, but they're consistently responding, getting third downs and scoring.
It should be a whether you want to call it a confidence boost or a little fruits of the labor of the work they put in. This team. I mean, how many games we had? 4 last year. Really we're we're getting better, and we were getting better. We lost some tough games, and again, the mindset and the team leadership to keep this team going the right direction, I think is pretty incredible, and they deserve a ton of credit for it.
And one last thing, just Oregon State's rushing offense was pretty much, as advertised,
Yeah.
wasn't it? How do you think I know statistically you see their numbers 300 yards, but I guess how would you just give a quick assessment of how your defense did?
I thought they did a great job, especially in the first half. I said this all week that's a good coaching staff over there at Oregon State. They found something in the second half, had some big explosive runs, but how about BJ's pick? There were plays made by the defense. I mean, maybe somebody's gonna talk about those numbers, but I think they played their butts off, and they've kept us in games this season, and I especially in the first half, to keep that offense to 7 points, I think or 10 points. Would they have 10? Yeah, they had 10. I think it's a really good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Coach, our next question is going to be Tom Abbott, Daily Evergreen. Go ahead, Tom.
Tom, I can't hear you. Oh, Tom.
All right, Tom. Next question is going to be Brenna Green, Spokane TV.
Hi, Coach.
Hi, Brenna.
Obviously one of the storylines this year for your team has been some struggles in scoring in the second half. Do you feel like you guys kind of shook off that boogeyman today a little bit?
A little bit. I think the two non-scores when we were down in the tight red zone in the first half, in earlier games, I think that could have been a emotional wedge in our ability to move forward with the game. And I think you go back to the leadership of the team and keeping people focused on the next play, the next opportunity. It just shows some character, and I think this team has a lot of character, and I hope the fans and alums of this team have some appreciation for that.
What do you think helped the offense today in being able to score in that second half in particular?
I think we were cleaner with our assignments. I think Jaden was very confident with where to go with the ball. I thought, something that was I thought excellent in the first half was the pass pro. We were able to get through progressions, allowing our receivers to get open. The O-line deserves a ton of credit too, because just without watching the film, I thought as a quarterback, Jaden would be appreciative of the time he was given back there. Plus the running backs helping that a bunch too.
What do you think has made you so successful in particular against Oregon State?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything special. They're a good football team. I respect Coach Smith, the job he's done. I think, commitment to him, the commitment to identity, the aggressiveness that the edge they can keep you on with some of their schematics. I don't know if there's anything special that comes when you talk about that.
Finally, there was a report today that you filed a religious exemption for vaccination, and Yogi Ross said on the broadcast that you confirmed that to him. Just what are your thoughts on that being out there now?
Well, I'll confirm that. Not terribly happy with the way it happened. I hope there's no player that I coach has to wake up and feel the way I felt today. And I don't sure it was malicious, but that wasn't a great thing to wake up to. to be honest with you.
Thank you.
All right, we have time for a couple more. First one, coach, is going to be John Blanchette, spokesman review. Go ahead, John.
Nick, could you speak a little bit to the physical nature of the game? It seems like maybe you guys asserted yourself a little bit, particularly in the second half on that end.
I don't know that I can say that we asserted ourselves. I think we talked before we hit the field that it was going to be a physical football game, especially in the defensive front. And that's how Oregon State plays. I think we won the game. The battle that the fight that our front and we had some secondary players get kind of close sets and have to make some physical plays too that I think was very important. But I felt like they matched it. I don't know if we dominated, but it was the awareness, knowing that it was coming and accepting that challenge and straining is something that's that takes a lot of conviction from a young man who is in that box all the time banging around. So they deserve credit for sure.
I know you were disappointed with not scoring in those two drives late in the second quarter, but it seems like you did a couple of things. I know you went to 5 wides with nobody in the backfield. It maybe loosened up the box in the second half. Did you see that?
We did a little bit in the first half also. It's something that's been beneficial to us the past few years, especially with when you get 3 down fronts and dropping 8, which they didn't do a ton, but you start to gain some of the number advantages back. And I think it's an easy transition offensively for us with the concepts, whether it's a three-man concept and a 2-man concept. It fits really, really easily in the offensive scheme. So it's not like you're teaching new things to the quarterback. There's some protection things that you want to make sure about, but it's pretty seamless when with how we're kind of structured, I guess.
And you've mentioned Jaden's play, but could you speak maybe a little bit to how he managed the game and how you felt? Did you see some real growth in him this game?
I saw some growth with him a couple weeks ago, and yeah, he was efficient, took care of the ball. I mean, I know he had the one at the half, but where he's grown into is he's grown the trust of everybody in this program, and people are playing, but he's making people around him better, and that is a key characteristic in good quarterback play. And he deserves a ton of credit for everything he's been through, and I hope he enjoys this moment that nobody could ever take away from him.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Coach, last one's going to be from Billy Witz, New York Times. Go ahead, Billy.
Hi, Nick. Just to follow up on the vaccine exemption. Have you received a response from the university?
Billy, I don't know how deep I'm going to get into that. I have not, but that's probably where I'm going to leave it right now.
Okay. And has this been an uncomfortable experience for you? I mean, just the last few months, and I guess especially as this October 18th date comes up, just being, I mean, I understand it's a personal decision.
Billy, you think it's been a fun time? I don't. Of course, it's been difficult for everybody. Players are, going through some of the same things. I think it's an incredible stress for, especially the young people, and then I think for them to be able to keep their focus and continue to give to each other and to this program has been pretty special.
I can't help but think, so often coaches talk about wanting to, cut out and limit distractions. And is that something I guess that you've given, thought to, that this is something that, it is in your hands?
What do you want to know?
I'm sorry. So do you feel like this is something that could have been avoided if you just felt comfortable enough to make another, a different decision?
I guess maybe, but I'm probably going to leave it there, Billy. Appreciate you coming out, and I'm going to go enjoy this win with this team and this staff. But that's probably where we'll leave it.